Okay guys, welcome back to another patch overview video for The Last of Us Part 1. And this new patch just dropped like an hour ago. And this is the biggest patch I've seen for this game so far. It was like 15 GB or something. And yeah, so today we'll be going through all of these fixes and see if they fixed it or made some of the changes worse. Because for me, the previous update actually fixed most of the issues it had. Like all the stuttering issues and the controller issues. Everything was fixed for me. And let's see if it's the same or if it's better or some of the things are broken again. Well, we'll find it out pretty soon. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the video and see how things are. Okay, we're in the game now. So the shader started compiling again, and this time it was better. It took me like 20 minutes instead of the last time it was 40 minutes, and on day one it was 1 hour, more than an hour actually. It has made like a quite significant change from 1 hour and 5 minutes to 40 minutes in the previous patch to this one. It's like 20 minutes. Pretty good so far. It's a good start. Now let's see. The first issue is fix the crash that may occur while quickly swapping between character skin thumbnails. And unfortunately, I cannot test it out because to check the skins, I gotta finish the story first. And I have not yet. So yeah, I can't say much about this for now. So if anybody is still having this issue, let me know in the comments. Okay, the next one is fix the crash that may occur on version 1.0.1.6 during shader loads when booting the game for the first time. So if I remember correctly, this patch is the one that was previous to the previous one, the 1.71, if I'm right. And for me, I have never had a crash during the shader compilation. I guess I was just lucky. But yeah, for me, it was never an issue to begin with. So, and this time either there was no crashes during the compilation. It was just a smooth 20 minutes. And yeah, that's about it. So if any of you guys are still having this issue, just let me know. Moving on to the next one. Fixed one non-crash that would happen randomly during gameplay. Okay, let's just see how this one is. I gotta say, I had a few crashes like here and there during the gameplay in the previous patch, not in the 1.7 patch, but that was like because I tried out some methods to smooth out the gameplay because it was stuttering so bad. So the crashes happened because I capped the frame rate to 60 FPS and also turned off the anti-aliasing. So that was the issue for me that made the crashes happen. I turned them back off and everything was good. I uncapped the FPS and the game was not crashing anymore. So for me, like, I played it like all the way over here. I made it like into the Capitol building and I killed off a bunch of dudes and everything, and I just wanted to see if it still persists. And right now the options are, yeah, it's set to 60 FPS and the VSync is turned off. I played it for like half an hour like this, and it didn't crash yet after the 1.7 update. So I think they fixed it. I am not sure. That was the only crashing issue I had during the gameplay. Other than that, I didn't find any other issues. So let's just keep playing like this and see if the game crashes again. Well, there's a bunch of guys here. Yeah. And it also says updated texture streaming to reduce CPU usage. So let's just see how much CPU usage. It's at 85%. Okay. %85 CPU usage. I guess that's better than having 100%, but you know, like in the previous patch, it was just between 70 to 80%. It was not this much. I don't know if the new update made it worse or it's just the area that's causing this to be like too much. Just kill these guys. No. That was a bad shot. Are you kidding me? My aim is kind of trash with the controller. What? And I think that's it. Everybody's dead. Let's heal up. Okay, the CPU is at 90%, like almost. It's like between 80 to 90% right now. So let's just stick with the pistol for now. How much ammo left? Okay, let's just move on to the next one and see how it is. Fixed an issue where DualSense and Xbox One controllers analog sticks failed to respond. Okay, so this was the issue that I thought it was fixed on the last patch. Well, it was fixed anyways, so right now I'm playing with the controller. And it has been working pretty good since the last patch, so I have no complaints about that. Oh, there's more guys over there, okay. So that is fixed. The next one is fixed an issue where the extraneous SFX played in both main and in-game options menus. I am not sure what that issue was. For me, the game was like smooth. I didn't have any issue with any audio yet. So yeah, I'm good on that too. So if anybody had any issue with that, just let me know in the comments. What is the next one? Fixed an issue where the depth of field settings sharpness may change based on the render scale settings. Okay, let's just test that one out. Okay, so right now it's a cinematics and gameplay. It says the sharpness may change based on the render scale settings. I think we have to go back to default for that. Let's just try it on 70%. I think they fixed it. I have never seen any weird issues with the depth of field settings because I've never seen anything weird while zooming in or anything. So I think maybe for some people it was an issue. For me it was not, so I think they fixed it. So let me know again, so in the comments, if you were facing this issue, let me know because I have never seen this issue before. So yeah. Moving on to the next one. Okay, sorry guys, so I just actually left out one of the fixes, so I had to reopen the game and test it out. So it's the issue called the updated graphic settings user interface to accurately display VRAM usage. Okay, let me see this one. Okay, so now it shows 7.7 GB of VRAM usage. So, which actually explains why it was showing, it was like different. It used to show like 6 GB of VRAM. GP memory usage is almost 7.5 GB, but it says in the game it's like 6.5 GB. I don't know about that. The last patch, and I was like confused, like why is it like this? I wasn't sure what the issue was. I thought it was something wrong with the afterburn or something, but no. Right now it's showing it pretty accurately. It's showing like 7.7 GB of video RAM usage, and then in the afterburner it's like 7.9 GB. So before it was like a GB apart of difference, but now it's like pretty accurate, I must say. So that is fixed. So yeah, back to the video. Fixed an issue where environment's texture quality setting did not display the correct VRAM usage. And again, this is something that I have not checked deeply into, so let me see if it's anything that's been changed, or if somebody noticed it, and if you see any difference, just let me know in the comments. Because for me, I just use the presets high and low and ultra. I didn't take too much consideration into just looking deeply into each of these settings, so I cannot say for sure like what actually changed here, or they were like shown as incorrect metrics or something. So let me know in the comments. Oh, I think they meant like the VRAM usage maybe was shown as minor or moderate, but it actually is major. I think that's what they meant by that. So yeah, I've never paid attention to that. So if it was before like something else other than major, just let me know, because they just fixed it. Okay, moving on to the next one. Fixed an issue where the pop-up to enable diagnostics after a crash did not appear. For me, like every single time I crashed, the diagnostic window actually popped up immediately after the crash to send the report. So this was before the 1.0.7 patch, so I don't know if it was a problem before for other people, because every single time I crashed, it actually popped up the window. So I hope if it wasn't for other people, just it is fixed now. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. Fixed an issue where certain artifacts and weapon skins textures may not properly render. For this one, I'm gonna have to go to a workbench or something to test it out, but for now, I can't say for sure what is going on. Because from this angle, all the textures on the weapons look pretty good. On the wooden plank, on the rifle, on the pistol. Actually, it looks pretty good. And I haven't seen any issues with the texture quality on these guns or the weapons going like crazy or bad yet, unless you are playing on low settings, which is like terrible. So I don't think it's a big issue for me. And yeah, again, if it was a big issue for you guys, just let me know in the comments. Let's just try out changing the graphic settings to low, medium, and high, and see if it actually loads up the textures properly or not. Ultra. And see how that is. Everything looks good so far. That looks pretty good. So let's try going low. Okay, now it looks pretty ugly. It looks so plain and simple and bland, as expected on low setting. I mean, you can't say as expected when the game is using 6 GB of VRAM on low settings. It actually looks worse than a PS3 game. But that's how it is. So let's try medium. Is it loading still? Right now it looks like low textures. I think it's loaded on the gun but not on the wooden plank. The gun textures are loaded, but the wooden plank is still not. The pistol also seems to have loaded all the textures. It's just the wooden plank that still looks ugly. Okay. Let's try again. Going back to high and see. That fixes it. Oh, now it's good. So for the wooden plank, the textures will look ugly unless you turn it to high textures. That is weird. Why did they decide to make it like that? Is that not considered like a weapon? I don't know, but it seems like everything is loading up properly. So I think they fixed that too. Okay, the next one. Fixed an issue with the tutorial's user interface not displaying correctly. Once again, I've never tried out doing any tutorials, or to be honest, I haven't even gone to this menu till now. So I don't know if you guys been going through these tutorials like this. You guys can see like I've never touched it, so that's why it's showing that yellow dot on the sides, because I've never gone through any of the tutorials. I just don't care about the tutorials at all. Like, I learn everything as I play the game, so that's how I do it. I don't go to no tutorials and shit like. So I don't know how the menu was before. So if you guys think they changed something or fixed it, it's great. It looks pretty neat to me. So maybe they fixed everything if there was an issue for some of you. Yeah, it looks pretty good for me. Okay, the next one. Fixed an issue where mouse wheel scrolling in menus with drop-down options may accelerate faster than intended. It says drop-down menu. Seems like it's not speeding down or anything. Okay. I'm scrolling through the menus and it doesn't seem to be faster than the scrolling speed. So they fixed it, probably. And yet again, like, it was not a big issue for me. It was scrolling pretty smoothly as intended before. So I guess they fixed it. It is pretty accurate to my scrolling speed, and it's not accelerating or anything, so they fixed it too, so good job on that. Moving on. Increased active loading to reduce load times on gameplay progression. Let me just try loading a game from before and see how it is. Okay, that was pretty fast. That was pretty fast. No lie. Let me try it again. Okay, that was pretty fast too. Didn't take a long time to load up. And I can say that was a pretty significant improvement, because I remember like having quite like almost a minute, maybe like 30 seconds to a minute to load certain areas and stuff. But this time, like whenever you load a game, but now it's like pretty quick. I'm actually running the game on SSD, so I guess it's pretty good now. What is the next one? The next one is fix an issue where camera orientation may warp to cursor position after exiting the post menu. Okay, I'm trying that one out. Let me try having the cursor here. Maybe to this side and see. Nope, still there. But when I press the post menu, the cursor automatically goes to the center of the screen. But if I move the cursor to the right top and escape, it is still the same inside the game. So I think that's not a big issue because, I mean, this was not an issue for me. So if it was for you guys, just let me know again. And yeah, it doesn't seems to be a big issue for me. And keep in mind, guys, like the game has not crashed yet, but the frame time graph, I'm not liking that all that good because it was pretty much, it was like even smoother in the last patch. So I don't know if it made it worse or not. Doesn't look too good at the moment. I don't have any ammo. Oh, there's a lot of guys left. I didn't even know that. Damn it. Gotta change the weapon real quick. Okay, the next one. Photo mode. Fix an issue where camera will not rotate while in the lighting lab. The lighting tab. Okay, let me just try that one. Photo mode. Okay. It is actually rotating in the lighting tab. So I guess that's fixed. I've never seen this issue before. I have tried like photo mode before, but I have never had this issue. So if it was an issue, I hope it's fixed for all of you. Looks pretty good. It is rotating around and looking good for me. Okay, so that is fixed. What is next? The quarantine zone. Fixed an issue where the player and body characters may suddenly appear while wet during gameplay. Well, I don't think I can say anything about that because I've never tried out quarantine zone, so I think that's all the main game issues that were fixed in this patch. The rest of it is like quarantine zone left behind. It's a DLC, I believe. And yeah, all of these are like, or maybe like it's a part of the game. It's like an area of the game that I have not reached yet. So maybe later on, yeah. So the outskirts, and again, like I have not came across these issues like fix the gap in the geometry visible during gameplay. I don't think I've seen that yet. The outskirts is where we are right now. And I don't think I've seen that issue with the geometry gap visible during gameplay. If anybody has come across this, just let me know and where it actually is. Because for me, I have not seen this. And the rest of the patch notes are like these issues with certain areas of the map. Cinematic issue, it's an issue where horse animations would fail to load during an in-game cinematic. So it's like all glitches that are like in certain areas of the map or during the cutscenes. I can't test it out because most of these areas I've never been to. I have not reached those areas in the game yet. So if you guys has reached it, just let me know if it's fixed or not. Or if you're facing the same issue also, just let me know. So after that, everything else is like the DLC, the left behind standalone fixes. And again, I have not finished the main story yet, so I can't say anything about that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's just continue playing the game a little bit more to see if the game crashes or not. And if it doesn't, I gotta say this update is pretty good so far. Give me all the ammo. Okay, we've had the game open for like quite like some time now and it still hasn't crashed. And like I said, like before the previous update, while I was playing on 60 FPS max capped without the VSync, the game used to crash. After like 5 minutes of gameplay, the game just crashed, and then I turned it back on to uncapped FPS. It was all fixed, so I guess that issue is also fixed now, which is pretty sweet, I must say. So I guess like all the issues with the game are almost fixed now. The stuttering is like, the frame time graph is like still all over the place, but still it is much more playable. Like if you guys go back and check my previous videos, the benchmark videos that I did on day one, you guys can see like a massive difference. The game is like actually playable. It's not like stuttering like a mess. That itself is like the biggest improvement that was needed for me and for a lot of other people. So that is not an issue for me anymore. So that's all I asked for, and I have not seen many crashes or anything. The only thing I wish they improved upon is like the VRAM usage for low settings. Like the maximum it should use is like 3 or 4 gigabytes for the low settings, because the game just does not look even decent compared to the PS3 version. Like, and the PS3 had like 256 MB of VRAM, and it still was working pretty damn good. Okay, so yeah, that's all I had to say about this patch. Like, looks like everything is solid so far. I haven't had any crashes or anything yet, and all the other fixes during the scenes and the bugs, I can't test it out because I have not reached most of the areas, and the outskirts I have not run into any of those visual glitches or anything like that. Most of the issues were the stuttering for me, and all of that is fixed. I'm just gonna try running around and see if there's any crashes that we may face. And the frame time graph is kind of horrible at the moment, but it's nothing like too serious, like unplayable type of territory. So I'm pretty happy with this update. I'm just running around like a madman to see if the game crashes, and looks pretty good. No crashes, nothing. I think that's all I gotta say for this patch update. Everything is looking pretty solid so far, and I hope it's the same for everybody else. You know, I know a lot of people were facing a lot of issues and everything, so this is just a test video to see if the problems persist, or some of the problems that were fixed in the previous patch came back or not, and you know, just some things like that. So far it looks pretty good. Like the majority of the issues seems to be fixed after these latest 2 new patches. So that's all I can ask for at the moment. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys will like this video and comment your thoughts below as usual. Like, let me know if you had the same issues and all that. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.